Hey fam, meet the rest of the fam.
Yeah, we're live now.
Oh, hey. We're still waiting on our meetup. How's it going?
Hang out with us. So I'm just gonna.
So, is there anybody on it?
No.
No.
Oh wait, little Golden King came. Oh, Kent's on.
Okay.
Elon is
Hey,
on.
hey,
Yeah.
what up, girl?
What's
Give
up,
us some
people?
stuff.
So, we're bringing sexy back. Yep. And we're gonna be. So tonight we're gonna be talking about.
Sensei, what's up? We're
What's
gonna
up,
chat
playa? What's up, gangsta? Good to see all y'all. So we are going to be going through tonight all about what makes people sexy and what does that even mean? What does it mean to be sexy? What does it mean to be charismatic? What does it mean to like open yourself and open other people to experiences and emotions and feeling? Because as we all know, we spend way too much time in front of screens and I think there's a lot of social isolation that's going on right now everywhere on the planet, and we're all longing for fun and for joy and for play, and a lot of us don't know how to get back into that space where that can happen. So this is an exploration of that, and we're going to talk about how to see yourself as beautiful and how to overcome the labels that you put on yourself, but that you probably might have gotten from somebody else, right? Like, something happens when you're 7 and someone tells you you're ugly, and then you believe that you're ugly for the rest of your life, right? And that's what happens if we don't go back and clear those beliefs and realize to see ourselves with that self-love. So yeah, we're glad to have you here, and yeah, we got the whole crew here, chilling.
Hey, people.
Yep. We got some hearts that way.
Yeah.
Cool.
Molly's speaking. We're kind of waiting for a few more
What up,
people.
King?
Yeah, what up? Thanks for joining. We're
So
going to bring our sexy back tonight. You guys ready? How you guys feel about that?
I think they're feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, you are. What do you guys feel about sexy? What does that mean for you? Do you guys have an opinion? Like, what does it mean if you feel sexy?
I think it's confidence. You have to have a lot of confidence, a high level of that.
Comfortable with your body.
Yeah. Feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
Totally.
Golden King says, "Look good, feel good."
Yes.
Yep.
That's it.
And
That's it.
if one of those two, especially the feel good, is not there, it doesn't matter how good you look. It doesn't matter how much you dress up or how you put all this effort into the external if you don't feel good on the inside, which is really the source of it, right? It's all energy. And to give you an idea of some stuff that I've been doing lately, so basically we've been doing I've been doing social experiments lately, and we've gone out into downtown San Diego with a group of people, and we have a huge long list of activities that will put you out of your comfort zone. And there's some crazy things on this list, like things that you would probably be super scared to do, like grab a stranger's hand, hold it, and look at them for 60 seconds without saying anything, right? Like super awkward, potentially. But actually, because I did that among a number of other things, including like dancing with strangers, serenading strangers, going into stores and asking for like really weird things. Like one of the funny ones is to walk into a regular store, like a supermarket or like a convenience, or not a convenience store, but like a store where they sell clothes, and like ask, like, do you guys can you direct me to the adult section? And just look at them and be like really serious.
She's like, I can't do that.
So, a lot of really embarrassing stuff, right? But essentially, when you start doing this stuff, you realize how free you are, number one, and you liberate all this energy to create and to play, which normally is kind of contained within us in our sacral chakra, where we feel rigid, uptight, unable to connect, unable to have fun, right? So the moment you start to liberate that energy, and then you realize there's no rules. We've made all the rules up in our heads, and by freeing that, you create this amazing energy, which is what I've been experiencing. Like, like crazy things have been happening as I've been doing this. I mean,
Alex is really working
not
on
yet,
bringing his
not
sexy
yet,
back.
not yet. But like, it's really intense to like feel all these emotions, even in myself that I haven't felt, of like these vulnerability, putting yourself out there in like really like bold ways, like going up to strangers and asking them really personal questions, or asking them to like hold your hand and look you in the eyes for 60 seconds without saying anything. Is like, I did that with this guy, right? And his whole crew was there, and they were all drunk. And so I asked him to do this with me, so I'm holding hands with this guy, and he's looking at me, and first he's like making all these like comments, like he wanted to like fight me at first, and then he like calmed down, and then he like was like making all these like comments like he wanted to kiss me, and he couldn't hold his like he was like talking, and I was like, dude, just breathe. He's like, okay. And then eventually like he like gave me a huge hug at the end. He was like, that was awesome, and his crew is like, what's the next one? What's the next one? And then everyone wants to play, right? The moment you break down the social rules, like everybody wants to get on it, because that's like what we all want. Yeah.
Well, and in those situations, you find yourself like being worried about what other people think, or feeling scared or embarrassed, or those kinds of things, because that's what's been, instilled in you in life constantly, right? Because we're like worried, right? So I kind of did exactly what Alex did just a few minutes ago before this meeting, and I'd been in here sitting, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go for a walk. And it started out with a walk, but I brought my earphones, and I had, is it on me? Okay. And I brought my earphones, and I was like listening to this song, and I just started like dancing to it, right? And I'm like dancing down the street, and before I know it, I'm getting stopped by these two guys, and they're like, dude, that's awesome, what are you doing? And I was like, yeah, I'm dancing. I was like, do you want to dance with me, And they were like, that's awesome that you just do that. I was like, well, I don't care whether you care or not. And they were like, great. And so then what ended up happening is that they ended up being a part of the family now, and they're going to come to meetings, and it's this great turnout of events of just meeting someone and cluing in, because it's just that happiness. And even that little fear that was inside of me of like, even though I was dancing, worried that someone's watching me, but it's like what ended up happening was so great that it actually even almost freed me from that idea of worry of dancing in the street. And so that's what can exude your sexy as well.
She would be great for an iPod commercial if they still had iPod commercials. Those when they just show the people dancing with their earbuds in. All right, cool. Well, we're gonna come back at 9 o'clock, or maybe in a little bit. Or did you just want to leave it on and broadcast the whole night?
I mean, we can technically. I think Luke's got at 9.
Luke's got at 9, yeah.
The dragon.
Alion, what do you say? You're the one here. So if you want to stay and watch, we'll let you guys sit on the event, and you can like just hang out with us while we do this event and like and get the download.
Yeah, there's a few more people that said they were coming.
Yeah, I have a couple people coming too.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they're just running a little late.
All right, so we'll wait like another 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, because Carrie said she was coming. Lindsay said she would be late.
Huh?
If you guys want to go down
Double
and
tap
get
it?
coffee or anything.
Okay, it's looking at me now.
You just double tap it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Right. If it's flat, yeah. There we go.
Also, it's a lion.
A lion. Nice. Okay, cool. What's up, Kit? Sorry.
It's awesome. She was giving us a good input last night.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
I think we
Kit,
can
got
screenshot
it.
what she was saying.
Yeah,
It was like awesome.
Yeah.
I know. She just texted me back. I texted her and was like, hey, are you coming? She actually just graduated from beauty school, and she's been working at Supercuts, and she's been working a lot. She doesn't get off till like 8 o'clock at night, so I think that's kind of why.
All right, we're gonna come right back.
We're kind of on pause.
Okay, yeah, we're on pause right now, but we're gonna come back. Yeah, we're gonna switch to Kit now. We can. It's funny because lion and Kit are both like feline terms. Are you a feline creature? I can only infer.
What do you see yourself in the ultimate world?
Yes.
It's great that you mentioned that. I actually just created a character that's half human, half feline. I play D&D.
But you didn't mention this when I asked about your passions.
Exactly what we're talking about.
Well, maybe you forgot to say it.
Yes. job. That's awesome. What kind of character?
It's just like I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like it's a female character, and she just has like purple hair, yellow eyes, ears, and then she's
half feline, half human. I've heard there are actually like beings like that. Yeah. So I've heard.
I'm pretty excited about that.
That's sweet. What character class in D&D is it going to be?
What is it?
What character class? Like what? You play D&D, right?
Yeah. I just started though. I don't know like all the classes.
Okay.
I think it's 6. That's what I want to say, but I don't know.
Well, you know how there's different like classes, like warrior, or like wizard, or like anybody here, thief, bandit. Like, aren't there just different like?
She's none of those. I want to say warrior.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah.
But definitely not a thief or a bandit.
Nice. Kit is. She's a Leo, huh?
Okay. Do you see yourself as like an alternate character in another world? Would that be it?
That would probably be it.
Okay.
Nice.
Pretty awesome.
I like it.
She's pretty strong too. It's a nice character.
I like
I'm still learning like a lot of her.
Yeah. Like you're still learning
Just
yourself
her-
too.
Yeah. I just created her.
It's awesome. Sometimes like I have an external avatar as well. It's a serpent with feathers. It's like a dragon.
Yeah, cool.
But it's not like I'm not like a big dragon. I'm like a smaller dragon. But I'm like mid-size. Yeah,
dragon?
mid-size. Yeah, almost not a compact, mid-size. 4-door dragon.
We all have alter egos here at the family.
Where you been, King? I've been working. I've been really working my ass off for getting Spear ready. But yeah, dude, things have been crazy lately. Like I was telling earlier, I've been doing all these social experiments, and it's been awesome. And if you want to try this stuff, like I might try and post it on the family stuff. But yeah, these social experiments have been amazing. Like I've been going out and learning how to just break through every possible fear, like every social fear. So like talking to random people, like asking, like I would like go up to the girl who's outside of TGI Fridays and just start dancing with her, like just surprise her. Why have you been scared?
Yeah, George with wings, Jerry with horns. Kramer with a cape.
Did you sneak up on them? No, that might be why.
I'm down for it.
I thought the cutest thing was kid was wearing a sweatshirt. It was like a Batman with the utility belt, and it had a cape. And then the hoodie had the
Okay. Dude, alright. I got some advice for you, brother. Like,
It's perfect for him.
dude, it's perfect. You're in the right place. So like you have that nervous feeling, right? Like that butterfly feeling, like you don't want to tell her but you do, and you don't know how to tell her, and you're like probably telling yourself she doesn't like you, or you don't know if she does. Where are you at?
This is what we do.
Yeah.
What about you?
Huh? Like a character? I don't really know about it.
I mean, it's like we talk about it.
I don't know how that was an answer to any of the
Everyone
questions I
sees
just
me as, like,
asked.
the butterfly Larry Queen, right? I'm like the mother treasure. Everyone calls me mommy.
Oh, where are you at? Oh, right. Okay, I see.
Descended from Lilith,
So like,
Adam's first wife.
I guess I gave you my dark side. I should come up with
so
So
like,
it's like, what are you descended from? What
Here's
are your
the thing.
genes coming from? Because I'm definitely.
is she? Are you friends with her?
I
Like, do you have a
definitely
relationship with her already, or are you kind of like distant from her?
I know that is what I feel within me. So it's like that's where it's like, where do you feel like you are descended from? What does that feel?
Okay, good.
I was like cat in another life, honestly.
So-
Actually, when I see them like with catnip, like I
And you haven't made any moves on her yet, right?
feel what that feels like.
Have you like invited her out to like hang out with you just one-on-one?
Alternate experience. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But
No,
you know, just
there would
like,
not be anything wrong
it's
with
like
that.
weird. Like I feel like I want to do that sensation. I don't know. But I love cat. If I could get like endless cats, I would totally do that.
Do you ever hang out with her?
You're
Just
gonna be the cat.
she's a cheerleader. Cheerleaders can be hard to get to, huh? Is she one of the cool girls?
But I love all. I love all.
Greg, what about you? We talk about this all the time. You never chime in.
We talk about this all the time.
Yeah, we do. We talk about our wings and our feathers.
I do not have wings.
Okay.
You don't have to have wings and feathers.
Yeah.
It's
Dude.
the same.
Right.
Give it to you.
So you gotta win her. You gotta win her, right?
No, I would say I have a lot of identification.
You gotta win her.
With,
You gotta win her heart.
Atlantean.
Oh, you're in it. You're in it, bro. You're right. You're in it. I know the feeling. I know the feeling very well. So, hey. All right, so, dude, we're gonna talk about this, brother. So,
Sit wherever you want.
so here's the key, right? First, you got to figure out what her value system is. You got to figure out what her value system is, and this is the first step. I'm gonna show you how to do that because you got to see what she's looking for, right? And what she like responds to, like, and you know that based on the comments that she makes, and you know that based on the people that she hangs out with and the circle she's in. And so, like, if she's a cheerleader and she's like one of the sexy ones, then you basically need to get into your, here's the thing, you got to get into your masculine, like, and like that's going to be one of the ways to attract her is to like become stronger and confident in yourself. Like, get in the gym, that will help, is like get that testosterone pumping, like develop that sense of presence and a little bit of swagger, right? Or be rich. But dude, a lot of rich people don't have game, and they rely on their richness to like pull girls that they like. That is in fact not really, their relationships are shitty, right? And they just use dependency to form value. Like, you ever notice that? Like, wealthy, like rich dudes who have really hot wives or like have terrible relationship skills, it's just they have money.
Yeah, dude.
Anyways, don't be that person.
I'll give you a sec.
So like, I know. I'm gonna be rich too, but I'm gonna have you could be rich and have the relationship skills. That's the key. You can have it all. You can have it all. But okay, so like, if yeah, talk to him, Kit. Talk to him. Talk him through this. All right, here's what I'm gonna say. Like, this is what I got for you, Golden King. This is probably the most simple advice. Like, yeah. Like, you got to decide how far into her friend circle you are, and if you're like somewhat close to her, then go ahead and just say, hey, let's go get coffee, and don't think about it, don't overcomplicate it, and like, hey, we're going to get coffee, and like, if she says no, don't complain, don't be like, why not? Be like, we're going to get coffee, and if she says no, you go like, no, we're going to get coffee, what time? And just like treat it like this is going to happen, and like believe that that's going to happen, right? If you're not close to her already enough to ask for that, then you have to figure out how. But like it's very, yeah, that's how you make it not complicated. You take her out, you hang out with her, you build chemistry, you build rapport. Don't ask for anything up front. Like, I mean, that's my strategy. Like, Kit, you might be, I mean, you're a girl, so you probably know better than me, right? But I wouldn't, if I were you, Golden King, it sounds like you're still building rapport. It sounds like she doesn't fully maybe recognize all the amazing things about you yet. Like, she might still be discovering you. So you kind of are like taking her out and like showing her around and just like being yourself and like having a good time and like making her laugh and like figuring her out a little bit more and like building that chemistry, like building that tension. Oh, you did? What'd she do? That's good. That's good. Yeah, there you go. That's great. So you're on the right track. You're on the right track. Ask her out. Ask her out. Something small. Micro commitments. Don't ask her to be your wife. Ask her to go hang out with you. And then if it feels right, you could tell her. That's my 2 cents. Sensei has spoken. Now you must do it. I love you. You got this. You got this, bro. Got this shit.
I always think of the India on the other side of 5. Absolutely India, right?
That's what happens. That's right.
And it doesn't feel like, oh, it goes on
Miss school?
Exactly.
What's miss? I don't know what miss school is. Oh, you're middle school? You young, son. Dude, if you pull this off, it would be a legendary thing. You could do it. That's why you're Golden King. All right. Where are we? Ready to get started? Should we get this party started? What time is it? It's like 8 o'clock. Yeah, we.
Just chat for a little bit about.
All right. So we're gonna let you guys sit in here and drink up some knowledge. Let's put this back here. Yeah. What's up, Amber? We're talking about some juicy topics tonight. Okay. So. So should we start with this kind of like intro, backstory, and then go around the process? And should we move the tables out and get them some? You know what I mean? Like they pull the tables out. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm bringing the goddess back.
Bring the goddess back. Thank you.
You guys inspired me. The family inspired me the last time. So I'm slowly ready.
Nice. Yeah, you know you've shifted. You've like
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
And I'm still out of shorts, but I'm slowly making it back. I'm telling you, you guys have inspired me.
Oh yes. Yeah, but like you look put together. Like, you feel like.
And I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm only 60%, so that means the world to me.
No,
What
your
you're
energy
saying?
is completely different.
Okay, good.
You're all over it. Yeah. Shifting it is.
Yes.
Releasing those labels. So I guess in starting I guess most of you have been here, but we kind of just want to say like why we started the family. And we kind of just tell our whole story. And we're evolving, right? Like we all feel like we're kind of connected to something a little different inside of us. Like we feel like we want to present ourselves for who we feel like we are in that true purpose, right? And in my journey to find that, I went through a lot of illness and sickness that made me not believe in myself and made me not believe that I could go forward. I felt like I was kind of a ticking time bomb that wasn't going to get well, that wasn't going to be able to have a purpose for myself. And it was endless for me. Western medicine never found anything wrong with me, so I felt like I couldn't go on, and I didn't feel like I had that support. And when I was able to find my own inner beauty and my own inner consciousness, then I was able to heal myself and not be sick anymore. And I want to help all those people that are going through their own stresses and illnesses to figure out how to do that on their own. And it's a worldwide togetherness. That's what we need to create. We might live here in San Diego, but we actually live on Earth. And we want to start presenting what that could actually mean if we just loved the planet that we live on. And so that's why we're here at the family, or one of the reasons of my small little story, that wants to bring us all together and give you all an individual purpose and let you shine within that. So that's why we're here. And we want to talk about how to exude that even more tonight, bring out your sexy.
Yeah. And just to say a little bit, so we're talking about sexy tonight, and like growing up for me, I was just like such a loser in school, right? I was like, didn't ever think I was gonna ever be able to. This is a meetup. What's up? This is the sexy one. Welcome. What's your name?
Kim.
Kim. Nice to meet you. Alex.
Hi.
We're doing introductions right now. We can start a little bit late.
Perfect
Okay,
timing.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So like for me, it was a process of like, first of all, being like not one of the cool kids in school, being like super kind of nerdy and feeling kind of like an outcast, and growing up and then changing schools a bunch in high school, and like going through these processes of like realizing I could create myself and realizing that I had power to reinvent myself every time. And that just because someone had said something about me at some other school, I could change what that was in the next place that I went to. And then gradually I started to learn to develop like even my confidence and my awareness of who I am, and my awareness that I can have that energy of attraction and charisma, and like understanding what that is and how to use it. And then it's just been like one step after another of shedding all these layers and beliefs of like limiting myself. And then I've like I was like super late bloomer, like first girlfriend was like when I was 19, like didn't really like just didn't know what was going on. And then I've been like figuring all this out and learned a bunch of stuff, and I've had some crazy experiences in the last like 3 years of my life, and a lot of like healing and growth for me, and like teaching other people now more about some of the things I've learned, because we're all looking for that ability to feel good about ourselves inside and radiate that magnetism and that presence wherever we go. And that's how we bring more light to the world. That's how we uplift everybody we come into contact with, from the person at Starbucks making the coffee, like just connecting with them a little bit and like giving them that energy. And that's like when you build that energy over a whole day, you add into your charismatic bank account. You add into your energetic bank account. You get sort of like charged up, so that then you can then have that energy whenever you want to, like, oh, here's somebody I really want to connect to, or here's somebody I'm really like attracted to, or someone I need to talk to. You have that energy already built up. But it was a journey, and for a long time I totally just felt like a complete loser. So like this has been a process, and I think I'm excited to share some of that and take everybody through that. Kit has a question. Or yeah, you're asking Kit a question. Cool. So I want to start with the process for all of us who are here, and this is going to be a cool, powerful little process.
Wait, before you do that,
Yeah.
can we just give everybody like
10 seconds to kind of introduce
say
themselves?
hi and-
Yeah. Sweet.
Sorry.
Let's do it.
10 seconds. Hi.
20.
Can I have context? Provide me with a context. What would you like to know?
Just like a little bit like about who you are and why you're here.
Okay. Like similar story, but like 10 seconds.
Just like a quick rendition of who you are.
Okay, so
Who's an original family member?
I am. Okay, quick rendition. I am many things, so this is why that's a little. So we talked about archetypes. I am Lakshmi and Kuan Yin. When I see myself, I have many arms. I help many people. So I'm a master connector and a wealth attractor and a healer. I do lots of things. So
And is it Kim? How do you name it?
Rue.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Okay, I really don't want to be on camera, but I'm slowly coming out. I am that I am. So, however, I am resurrecting out of a lot of duality, a lot of sadness, a lot of darkness, returning back to who I naturally am. Excited about reawakening my divine feminine. It actually expands me and contracts me. A lot of trauma, so I shut down totally with regards to intimacy, if anything, 6 years ago. And so now I'm just my lotus is blossoming. My fairy godmother's with me, and I'm just pretty excited. I love this family.
Greg?
I'm Greg. I'm exploring something called what happens when human beings go from third dimensional center to fifth dimensional center in a very short period of time. So
Third to fifth?
third to fifth. So I actually I've not shared this with very many people because there aren't many people to share it with. But I just finished anchoring in fifth dimension. Like in the last 7 or 8 days. So this is what it looks like.
Yeah. Cool.
So I've been learning about that transition because I'm here to help other people through it. And the other thing that
Are
I
you
will
here
share
for
that
the
is
meetup?
cool.
Oh, sure. You're in the right place.
Cool. See? Awesome.
Is that I have discovered here relatively recently is that as we anchor in higher dimensions, we get access to different parts of higher dimensions. And so one of the things that I have gained access to is the capacity to impart healings at the physical level. So I can basically guide people through doing healings that and down to DNA, RNA level. So it's just kind of fun.
Right. Awesome.
Sign me up.
I'm Scott. I joined the family mainly for support. Kind of a new family, really. I'm grateful for my. I should be honest, my adopted one. I love them, but we just are completely different people, and I need support. And I think it's great to be, especially today, in today's world, to have a group that identifies with you on so many levels, where you can walk out into the world. Maybe they're there too, but it's just there's, like we talked about earlier, just to me it's so norms to break through those barriers are just like so. The obstacles are so huge that you need an outlet, and I'm glad to have this outlet. So that's why I'm here.
My name is Betty. Hi. I'm here just because it caught my interest, when I saw the page and I was seeing they like it. So I wanted to just come check it out, and this is an area that I can work on as well. In the past, I was really outgoing and really social, and I didn't care about anything. I would just say something ridiculous, and everybody thought it was great. Yeah. But something happened, I don't know, in the last 2 or 3 years, where something happened. I don't know if somebody said something, I don't know where it happened, or why I changed, but my personality, introverted.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm trying to go to the person I was when I was 23. Yeah, so.
Well,
I just kind of want to go back to to that mentality.
Yep. We support you. We can help you do that. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Retta?
I'm Retta. I joined the family to make life more beautiful, and I'm passionate about helping other people find their creativity and express who they are.
Yeah, Retta does art therapy, so she's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
What kind of therapy?
Art therapy.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, she's amazing.
My name is Ruth.
Hi, Ruth.
I'm not really sure exactly what I'm here for, but I just was invited by yourself. So I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And
Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I do lots of things.
Me too. What's your favorite thing that you do?
Dancing and music.
Awesome.
I love
What kind
it.
of dancing?
It's just like freeform kind of dancing. I don't
Nice.
do any I'm not a professional dancer. I've just been dancing,
Your
just
creativity
moving,
is coming out,
just
yeah.
move with the music. I move my body with the music, and I just enjoy that. And it just when it comes to screen, I just enjoy that.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for coming.
And my name is Kim, and like Betty, I noticed it on Meetup, and I was like, oh, that'd be good to go to. And another girlfriend, actually, I was at a mastermind, and we connected, and then I invited her to this, and she's like, oh, that'd be a great one to go to, and she couldn't come, but I'm just wanting to get my glow back more, So it's in my head, sorry, but I know I'm a great person, and I'm this and that, and I have a lot of love and energy to share with people, and it's just frustrating when people aren't ready or capable of receiving it, I was just at something, and the gals were just so uptight, kind of so closed off, and I'm that is a waste of life, and I'm just tired of that, and so it's I just want to improve that. However, I
can just naturally, or just a little tweak or whatever, like improve that.
That's great. So can I ask a question?
Mhm.
So in that situation when people are like kind of being catty or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
what does that make you feel? Like what does that reaction come into you as how
I
you
just,
act or how you
yeah,
act
I
towards
just
them?
like anymore. I'm just like, wow, they are lame. Like they didn't even know how to smile, or they can't even just like respond, or
What
like.
does that feel in your body? Like,
Yeah,
what
it
does that make
just
you feel?
feels like isolating, somewhat, and it's like you have to like probably like think the opposite, or like keep yourself on your healthy track, but yeah, it can hurt too. It's like
Yeah, right. Because we take that on as our own, right? Like,
yeah,
this is something that,
and we can't force people to do this or that. And then, like, even if I'm stuck sitting next to them for the next 2.5 hours, it's like a drag, kind of. Well, I mean, then that's good for me, because then I go back into myself, because I like am so like outward, I guess, and I kind of have been, and like. I need to actually draw back myself, because then I was just like meditating, like concentrating on what we were doing, like for myself, what it was meaning to me, letting it take me back to places, stuff like that, but like to improve myself, like on my health, and like just like I'm a woman of my word, but then I get down on myself that like I'm not going to the gym in the morning. Like I'll say, okay, I'm setting my alarm 5. It's no big deal. I'll get up at 5. And then I'll just be like, oh, I'm so tired. This is so crappy,
Yep,
like,
we know.
Yeah,
Exactly
humanistic thing.
Person does that.
Right. So tired of that, It's like, so I just want to like revolt on that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Totally. Thank you. That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Mhm.
And picking up on those energies is something that we all kind of do, and it's so easy. No, we almost can't, right? It's something that you feel like, man, why does it have to be so catty? Why does it have to, we start to, it's like when we do that, we're almost kind of projecting that energy back into what they projected into us. One thing I like to talk about is it's almost kind of like an atom, and the electrons are kind of like going around it, and there's supposed to be 8 of them, right? And if there's one less, then it becomes a free radical, right? Right? And so that's kind of what happens to us when we pick up their energy of like, it's like the lady at the coffee shop downstairs, maybe she's rude or something, right? And then you're like, man, you walk out and you're like, now I'm annoyed, right? But you walked into the coffee shop feeling great, right? But now you walked out feeling annoyed because she was rude to you, right? And now you stub your toe, and your mom's mad at you, and a coworker, and you run a stop sign. I mean, who knows? But it just kind of trickles down. But then you go back to the beginning of that day, and you're like, man, I kind of woke up on the good side of the bed, So why is it that we feel like we need to take on that energy for our own?
Right.
When it's not, right? So when someone is projecting that energy of it's actually their pain, right? So it's being able to give yourself that pause and that moment of, wait a minute, why am I all of a sudden feeling something that I don't really resonate with in this moment, right? So you can kind of look at them and be like, oh my God, maybe they're in pain, right? And so instead of walking out of that coffee shop going, you walk out going, I hope they have a better day. And you don't take on being that free radical. You don't take on that trickle effect that goes forward, And it's just that perception to notice. And it's also sometimes, go ahead, Tia.
But sometimes when you kind of just try to go on to the next person, like, oh, maybe she'll be happier, we can interact, and like, maybe she'll catch on that like it's not so bad, like she can improve herself, she can improve her mood or whatever. And it's almost like the humans play a weird game. Because then, like, the other one will, like, start to be nice, but then they see that she's, like, kind of like, why is she going to her? So then she'll be, like, kind of catty. And you can just see this, like, nonsense.
Right.
Absolute nonsense.
Everywhere.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's just, like, Okay, wow, that's really like been enjoyable.
So what can we do to shift that?
Right.
What choices do we have to make in those moments? You know.
Right. It's like you're given a choice. This was something I was kind of going to talk about, which was bless you. Which was kind of, it's slightly different, but I think it's all the same, is dealing with like that bully situation, right? When someone comes at you with that, like making you feel like not good in some way, and your reaction is to either be like fire back at them and become that bully back to them, or you become that shamed, like why I'm annoyed, right? And those are like the two most choices that people commonly choose, right? What are they asking us?
They're just saying, be right
So
back
it's
in
like
the bar.
we have a choice to have these reactions, right? But when someone's coming at us, it's what reaction can we have but to be like, wait a minute. It's like I think we forget to take that pause within ourselves. So it's like you have a feeling or a thought first before you have an action or a reaction, right? So it's to notice, wait a minute, don't like throw up into your action, right? Like, oh, I have a thought and a feeling, I need to act on that right now. Why do we feel like we really need to act on that, right? So it's giving yourself that moment to be like, pause, I'm having a feeling. I'm having a thought right now, right? What is that thought? What is that feeling? Is it mine? Do I resonate with it? If you don't, it's theirs. It's their pain. If you do, then it's a mirror for you to heal yourself, because you have the same pain they do.
That's the key. And that's what I took from the family in the first meeting, when you said pause, breathe, and then respond.
Right.
And then when Alex and what I call that other dark angel that was here.
Oh, Luke the dragon. Yeah.
Luke?
And he took me out of my complaint zone, because Alex and him made me realize, I did sign up for it, and the minute I start resisting that, I'm a transmuter, and I was already processing getting out of victimhood.
Yeah.
Then it's kind of like, if I really respond, if it really elicits a trigger or an emotion, it's a mirror.
Right.
Then if I can just smile and shake it off, then it's a golden opportunity for me to help.
Right. That's exactly what
It's
works.
like how do you help kind of? It's like, I want to play. I want to like have fun and play.
Because it's your magnetic presence that makes them want to be like you. Right? So if we can change ourselves and our personal I am presences to be our inner purpose and exude that and positivity, people see that and they want to be it, right? They're like, how do you do that? How do you do that? I want that.
So that's
And
too.
yeah.
It's like, because a lot of, I really love what you said. If there's an emotion, then it's a mirror. If we're neutral, then we can help. And so being aware of those feelings in our body, being aware of those emotions, what kind of emotion? Do you have an emotion? Are you judging? Are you being like, oh, you're not this. Oh, you need to do this. Oh, you need to feel this. Or are you feeling, because, that may have been something that happened within us. Or it could be like, wow, I feel like this energy is intense. Why is this energy intense? I don't understand. Why am I feeling this way? Like, I'm so uncomfortable in this moment. I don't know what to do.
Right.
But at the same time, so what are our choices in those moments when we have those feelings?
Yeah, when we say like, oh, this isn't right. How can I help? How can I help this? Like,
how can I help myself? How can I self-actualize? How can I understand myself? Because honestly, it's about us.
That's the key.
Right.
One way to create that space is what happens if we look at like every interaction that we have with people as they're giving us an energetic invitation. Right? So if someone is being catty, that's an invitation to come be catty with me, or be a victim of my cattiness. Right?
I don't want to be catty.
Or
who does? Right? Totally.
In most cases, in my experience, it's not, please help me so I'm not catty right now.
That's usually not right.
Right? That's usually not the one. But if you look at it like, okay, so if that's the invitation, is that an invitation I want to accept? Do I like any of those? No. If I want to go have fun and engage with people having fun, and if the invitation is coming toward me is come be catty, then I say, thanks a lot. Have a great time. And turn and see what the next invitation is, because otherwise,
You get caught up in.
if you get caught up in the swirl, then you start feeling that energy.
I like that.
And then when you turn to the next person, you're carrying that.
Yeah.
And then you're not inviting people to the same party that you were before. Right? Now I'm going to follow mood because why did she piss me off?
Yeah.
Hi. Oh. What did I do?
I used to have that mantra. It's like I will not accept. No, thank you. I decline. I decline. And man, I wish it was as simple as cattiness. I was invited to. It was poison, toxic, the lowest fear-based energies that a human being can't even imagine.
Wow,
so
yeah.
I learned how to real quickly say, no, thank you. I decline.
Sometimes being in those low vibrations, though, like as painful as they are, there's so many lessons.
They
So many lessons.
Yeah.
And the beauty about like getting through those lessons is like find your purpose.
Yeah.
Find why you're here.
Yes.
There's clues and everything.
Yeah.
Well, and it's so hard to take on those projections to yourself when someone's like, you're this, or you're that, or you're acting whatever, right? And you were like, maybe, am I? I'm feeling this right now? And you're like, I am, and you take it on because it feels like real, right, when they're coming at you. But we forget to be like, wait a minute, do I feel that way about myself? Do I? It's like, ask yourself that question, because if you don't, then maybe they feel that way about themselves. And that's your opportunity to be like, thank you for your opinion. I appreciate that. I'm not really feeling that way about myself right now. So is there something that I can help you with that you're going through? Like kind of just like twist it around in a nice way though, so that you're not like, you actually feel that way. Because you don't want to bring that energy in that way. Which brings me to exactly what you brought up earlier, which was the rose warding.
Right. So there's a way that you can do this where essentially when you're coming up against a person who's sending you that flack of energy, like it was happening yesterday when I was out in the street talking with people. Some people were not at this playful vibration I was at. Some people were like, get away from me, you crazy mother. Right? and so but I know that has nothing to do with me. I don't take that on. So there's something called a ward, if you've ever heard of this term in magic, but it's an idea, right? It's a thought form. Like most magic is just thought forms, but they have real energy. So a rose ward is essentially imagining that you have a rose in front of you, right? And you imagine your rose however you want your rose to look. But your rose is basically going to receive the energy coming from the outside world first before it gets to you. And when you feel that energy coming in, you've already prepared your rose ward mentally. You've already summoned it, you've already created it, you've visualized it. And there it is, little thorns to give a little stickly energy if someone tries to get up on that. And the rose is there to love people who love you, so it's not like an aggressive ward. If you put an aggressive ward out there, like something scary and dark, people will pick up like weird energy from you.
Right.
So that's why you make it a rose, because like roses can hurt, but roses can love.
Yeah.
And you put this thing in front of you. And so when I'm dealing with, like, let's say the drunk guy who wanted to fight me at first, because he was clearly like dissatisfied in himself, and I had my ward up, and he's like saying stuff, and I'm just literally almost stepping to the side. And you can imagine this, anytime someone's flinging that energy at you, like it's just hitting the ward. And you're just like loving on them, like seeing them, and just amused almost, like watching them. Like, okay, this is where you're at. Cool. And I can just feel it hitting there, but it doesn't hit me. And then once it hits the ward, I can then go, and he's almost like, what just happened? He didn't shift. I threw all this stuff at him. Normally people react and want to fight me. And he's just there like chilling. He's not threatened. He's not afraid. He's not trying to come at me, and he's not trying to run away. Like, weird. And then the moment happened where it was like we got to connect on a real level, brought him up, brought his whole tribe up. His whole tribe was like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, and so you can do that in any like fight you're in.
Well, and the cool thing was, to add to that, because I think before you approached him, wasn't he like trying to fight the bouncer at the bar or something? Like the guy was like causing some negative energy to everybody around him. Okay, it wasn't just like his friends in the bar. It was like, so that situation like diffused everything. It brought the whole vibration up. I thought that was a really good point that you made.
And you say ward? Spell that.
Ward, W-A-R-D.
That's what I thought.
Like
Okay.
ward off.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I thought that was a really good tool that you can take home, that you can use to help yourself to be energetically aware of what's going on and create that pause even more. Like, put it outside of you. Wait a minute.
I thought you were going to say, like, when people give that stuff, like, you can see that rose wilt, but you're not wilting, but the roses, you know?
Correct. And
Yeah.
if you're in an environment where it's taking a beating, you need to rebuild it. So, like, because it will wilt energetically, right? And so you have to rebuild it and, like, breathe into it, you know, create it in your mind's eye. Like, it's a process. And it sounds woo-woo until you realize that this is real.
No, I know.
Right? You know.
Yeah.
This is real. Everything in our world is energy. It begins in the mind. And we charge it with our thoughts and with our emotions and with our intentions. And people feel it when they come into your presence. Everything that you surround yourself with, everything that you think about is carried in your field. So when you come into contact with people, they get that. And so, like, when you charge up on that good, positive inner feeling, which is like the whole root of sexiness, right? What is that really? It's feeling good about oneself and enjoying life. You come into contact and people are curious and they want to connect to you and they want to understand what that is because they're not used to it. So,
Well, and that's, you know, that's great that you just brought that up because that explains more about like how we do connect to people so much and we don't realize because in society we're taught in school that we're a physical body. I just wanted to elaborate on that a little bit. Because we think that we're just this like the skin that we have and the organs that are in us and you know that makeup that we are, right? But we actually have energetic layers that come out that we can't see physically. Our first one is our etheric, so it's about an inch or so around our body. You can actually feel it. It's like the heat, the warmth that you're feeling. It's your health and vitality. It's what's closest to your body. So if you come up close to someone and you feel them but you're not touching them, that's your etheric layer. Right? And then your ovum is next, and it's like out from your crown chakra and around to your root chakra, and it's kind of like your I was kind of trying to think about it as like your armor. I didn't want to say protective layer because I know that, you know, Greg was feeling like, oh, I don't need protection. But it's like your strength. It's like able to keep your own energy within yourself so that you can be more aware of what's going on around you. So it's not not necessarily protection. Like it's your strength.
I think one way to think about it, you think about like what an egg does, what an egg does for a chick. When a chick is inside the egg, it basically it defines a space where everything's okay. So it's not like you can think of it like, oh, this is my protective layer to keep bad things out.
Right.
But another way to feel that is just this area that this is mine.
Yeah.
I decide what comes in here. I decide what happens in here. And, you know, inside of that, I'm in charge. And that way, I don't have to, like, keep you out. It's like, but like I was going to say that one of the things, if you find you're someone who feels like attacked a lot of the time, where you feel like energy's coming at you, try playing with Alex's rose, putting one in front, and one on the left, and one on the right, and one behind, and one above, and one below. That's like a force field. See? And it's just play with how it feels different.
It really works.
Because my experience, I have some some wounded feminine energy that I've been working at my whole life, right? And so I felt attacked, and I found that when the teacher taught me this, that really made a big difference. Because then it's like, you know, literally, someone has my back. You know, there's nothing that's going to sneak up behind me because I got the same ward sensor, and I've never heard it relative to a ward of magic, but that's very cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
like on that, and you'll even feel it, right? Like you can feel your rear one get hit. It extends the field of your awareness to be like, huh, and you turn around and it's crazy when you start realizing this is real. Some Harry Potter shit, right?
like energy
like for
hitting you.
real. Like you're like, someone's sending me, and you turn around and sure enough, there's somebody back there, and they noticed you looking at them, and they'll look away real quick, and you're like, whoa, that wasn't me. That was something happening.
I sense that.
Yeah.
Right, and it's all about building. Energy is energy, right? So you just can play with it as much as you want to and build it just like you build your muscles. And it's not taught that we have these outer layers that we're supposed to strengthen them, right? So it's almost like they're atrophied. It's like those muscles that you break a bone and it becomes atrophied. Well, that's kind of what happens to your outer layers, right? So if daily you can start to work with them, so like you almost envision yourself in that white bubble. Make it a bubble, make it armor, whatever you feel like resonates with you. But play with it, make it stronger. Put those roses or discernment bubbles around you so that you're starting to build it daily, so that you do start to notice it because you're aware of it, you're building it, you're working with that energy, right? Because what's really cool with working with those layers and strengthening them is that you start to notice even more energy because your third layer is your emotional layer. It's your astral layer, right? So it's what's connected to all of your emotions. So all of your chakras that are exuding every emotion of your ego and your stress and your thoughts and whatever are out here within maybe even 10 feet around you, right? We're walking around in that. And so it's like you walk into a room and you have that feeling like, ooh, that's a weird feeling. Weird. It's not weird. You just walked into a room where you just connected your outer body layers with everybody else's. So you just literally took on somebody else's feeling or emotion because it's in your energetic body. It's intertwined. So we're all sitting right now in each other's energetic bodies. And so that third layer of emotion really can be attached. So if you have that ovum really strong and your little discernment roses standing up there, then you can start to be more aware of the feelings that are yours and what you need to discern or not and take on as yours or take on as a mirror or healing or whatever you need to. But it's that strength. It's like almost taking your outer body energetic layers to the gym. You know?
Yeah, it allows you to like stay there in your strength and to get stronger.
Right.
Instead of
right.
taking on the other stuff.
Because we can't help it. We're going to walk into that. You know, we just aren't aware that we're actually an energetic body. Like we're just not aware of that. They don't teach us that in school. It's not part of biology. You know, but you can Google anything I'm talking about, or you can go on family.link to our resource center and take my free class on doing your inner laundry, and it explains all about your outer body layers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there? I know there's a cosmos body. Is that this? Tell me about that. Is that further out or?
Yes, there's actually like 8 bodies that go out. Yes, we can actually have a whole class on that.
Okay, so I won't jump the gun, but these are the main ones.
That's just the first ones.
The first 3, right?
Yeah, those are the first 3, and I like to start that in the beginning because that's what we need to strengthen first, so that you can be in your own presence.
Right.
Because that way you can start to be more aware of what those other things are that are coming into you as they come. So I think I just start with that.
Those
But
first
yes,
3,
there is more, just so that your awareness comes in.
And tell me the etheric, that's right outside of us. Is that
it's
where the
about
world?
like a half an inch to 2 inches, depending on whoever wrote the book.
And, like, that's the kind of thing where it's always there, and like someone will lose a leg, but their etheric body will still be there in that energy space where it was, and like it's very interesting.
They call it phantom limbs, and you can actually Google that, so they can still feel their hand even though they don't have it. And you can't cut off the etheric layers. Unless you were born without a hand or an arm, you may not have the etheric layer for it. It may not have formed, but it was cut off.
It's basically information that wasn't in the etheric body. That's why it didn't come in physical form, because basically, like the recipe, it says make a hand, wasn't in the etheric body. So there's no way to bring the energy of the universe into physical.
And they say actually in science that the etheric body is what is formed first in the womb, not the heart. Yeah. So it's the heart, but it's actually your etheric layer that's formed first. So that's your vitality and your health.
So kind of the outer like profile and perimeter of us.
It's like the blueprint.
And it's very.
Oh, I totally get it now.
Yeah.
I totally get
Yeah.
it. Because I was connecting with baby on an etheric level way before the baby was physically.
Right.
Okay, I got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I got it. Forward. Yeah.
Hashtag the new normal.
Yeah.
So we have an exercise that we want to do with this group tonight, and it's going to have to do with like sort of releasing and like moving the energy, and it's going to be, what we're going to do, I think, is get everyone in a circle. So we're going to have to move the tables. Yeah. Yeah, let's say goodbye to the scopers and then go into this. All right. We love you guys. Thank you for being here with us.
Thanks for coming. Love you guys. Yeah, Dragon's on at 9. Don't miss them.